I have a small demo for you. I've been working on some of the small things in my like fun list, and one of those has been addition to the PhotonDust. So let me just create a new particle system. So I'm just going to create a new particle system. Let's increase this with lots of particles. Let's emit a lot of them too. Let's put this out of here. I also want the parts to be affected by gravity, so I'm gonna attach a new module. So particle, modules, let's take it force. This here, there we go, now they're falling. And now if I go on the simulator, I'm gonna enable collisions. So this is kind of the normal behavior, the particles bounce, but you might notice there's a new slider in Triplex. Not Triplex, there's collision slide ratio. If I turn the bounce off, you can see the particles just fall and they just kind of accumulate on the floor. They're kind of just, staying there, not really doing much. But now I can make them slide, so if I increase this, you can see they actually start sliding. So what this does, so after the bounce is completed, whatever velocity is kind of like in the left, it essentially slide on the surface, and this will also work. I can just take this, put this here, and they will slide along this. And I'm gonna, there we go. I'm gonna, if I lower this sort of looks like a friction, so if I like lower this a bit, they're gonna kind of slow down. There's also two modes. This one is using projected velocity. What it does, see, like if they're at an angle, they lose all of their velocity. That's because only the velocity that gets projected onto whatever they hit is the one that is kept. If I make it more steep, so like this, steeper, so they're gonna keep going faster. But if I make it like this, they will kind of lose a lot of the velocity. I can switch it to another mode where they will just keep whatever velocity they have. That velocity just gets redirected. And you see they kind of start sliding like this. I'm not sure how they do more. I'm gonna do that because we can do that because the system is fast. So you see they're kind of like falling. So now there's like interesting things you can also do with that. I'm gonna this up a bit. Okay. I'm gonna, let's see, initializers. I'm gonna reduce the speed variance a bit. And let's make it close. It's kind of like let's just do this. It's like contrast. I think. So they kind of, sliding around. I can also get under them and they just keep sliding off. Can create kind of funky effects. But I can also, let's say, take this apple, and this has a mesh collider on it. Make it big. And I put it here, and so like it slides like this. And then we can do loads of funky stuff like this, like you see like sliding around, and because this now is like preserving the full velocity, they just kind of redirect and they fling and they go over here. So you can do lots of like really neat things with this. You can also reduce this a bit. Not too much, just a bit. There we go. It looks pretty neat, and we can just mess with it, see like how it slides. If I change it back to the if I change it back to the velocity, there we go. See, now they can also be slowed down because like we can lose a lot of that. But you can also combine it with the bounces. So if I go here and make them bounce a bit, you see they will kind of bounce, but as they kind of lose the bounce velocity, they'll actually keep sliding. So these two also combine in interesting ways. You can make it fully balanced, and the slide kind of doesn't make a difference because the bounce kind of responsible for all of the velocity redirecting, but there's interesting ways to kind of combine the two of them. Also do the full velocity, and you can see that kind of makes them bounce a fair bit more. So bouncing around, you can now get, and kind of like bounces off and just kind of keeps going. You can also lower the collision slide. It's usually pretty sensitive, so if I lower it, so like this, you can like make them so they actually, slow down and kind of bring it to a stop as well. I really like how this kind of interacts with the colliders. You can like see, this one goes in there. And you can slide around in lots of funky ways. Let's see how it kind of comes to play. It's almost like flow of water. And yeah, so like, it's good music to make it's kind of funny because if so disable the bounce. Oh, this is a lot of velocity. It's because like they kind of stick to the surface, just giving a bit of bounce actually reduces how much they interact with the thing. But you can switch over to full velocity. Just kind of keep all of it and keep flinging along. Just hit this a bit, so it's kind of large area. And it's cool. I'm gonna get back here and hit this a bit. It's kind of interesting how it kind of interacts and goes along the curves. It's pretty sensitive to this. Out of stock as well. It's also interesting, like, because this is the projected velocity. It actually depends on how much velocity it gets from the gravity before it falls. So you see, like, they kind of fall the slower, but if I put it lower, they actually bouncing faster because they have more velocity to, like, deflect. This is around, and you can have a bit more bounce. If you feel like you're gonna have like lots of it's okay. Now it's bouncing again, it's sliding off. So yeah, this is coming soon-ish. It's a lot of fun to play with. I feel it kind of adds like more dimensions to the particle system. You can create like effects you were not able to do before. It's just fun, like messing with it like this and seeing it move in all kinds of interesting ways. It's also pretty fast because especially with .NET 9 and now .NET 10, you have lots of performance over that I can increase this. This is probably gonna start hurting the GPU, but the simulation is just chewing through it. Yeah, it's kind of like hurting the uploads, but the simulation time's like quite like good still for this amount of particles, especially being done on the CPU. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you like this change. It's been kind of fun. It's like relatively small, like few lines of code to add this and the effects it does. So hopefully you have lots of fun with it, and if you make something cool with it, please share it. See you later, bye.